is, I just speak from the heart, and like Marion Turner said, I'm ghetto, but I got my foot on her neck. Her and Ben Proto, for years, they've been running soft candidates in our districts with no fight back, right? Democrats, they got Jasmine Crockett, AOC, right? Shahina Hayes, they can disrespect our candidates and they get elected over and over again. Elon Musk, he did a great job exposing the corruption in the government. And what did George Soros do? They paid people to go out and burn Teslas. Yep. Right? Look at the African American woman that got killed by illegals in South Carolina a few days ago. If it was a white man that killed her, or a police officer, half the country would be on fire right now. So it's selective. True. Because we know that BLM, Antifa, is a Marxist organization that is funded primarily from George Soros. Right?
There you go. Wow.
Members of the Independent Party of Connecticut, they always want to say, okay, we'll give you a cross endorsement. But at what price? And who are you? You don't even have no policies of your own. Just to get my name, an extra name on the ballot, they want you to compromise yourself. Because they think that, okay, I got a better chance of winning if I got the endorsement of the Independent Party. I'm going to tell you, the Independent Party, they're bought by Eversource. Yep. They're corrupt. Mm-hmm. The chairman of the party doesn't respect Donald Trump. Nope. And they make you sign a clause saying that you won't say Trump's name if you get their cross endorsement.
Yep. That's the truth.
And that's why George Logan went and said Donald Trump's name on the debate stage against Shahina Hayes. Okay, sure. Ben Proto hates me because I'm telling the truth. Woo! And I'll break his. Right. Listen, I'm going to break up the Republican Party and rebuild it from the ground up. That's what we got to do. The urban areas of the state, they carved it out in a certain way so that the Democrats can maintain control. That's right. They use the race-bait game, tell you, oh, don't. They teach you this in elementary school. The Republican Party is racist. White people are racist. Yep. Donald Trump is racist, right? Yep. But yet, Donald Trump gave millions of dollars to Jesse Jackson. He helped his Rainbow Push Coalition. He endorsed him for president. Yep. Donald Trump has never been a racist. We know that. He might piss you off because he might say something that you might not agree with. He might offend you, but he's not a racist. So I grew up in the area with Archie Bunker, George Jefferson, right? We got tough skin, right? You put that stuff on TV nowadays, they'll shut you down. Oh my God. Because they want you weak, yes. Right? The whole thing with the transgender thing is they want to create a third gender, an oppressed group. Because the black people are waking up. We're tired of you telling us, oh, if you won't vote for us, you're going to go back and pick cotton, and you're going to be somebody's slave. I don't understand that language because ain't nobody going to put me in slavery. Like, you out of mind. You're going to put me in the graveyard when you put some shackles on my legs. And people have to understand that the Republican Party was a party that was developed to abolish slavery. That's the history of the Republican Party. Every black person, prior to the 1930s during the Great Depression, we were all registered Republicans, 100% of us. We was never Democrats. It was the Democrats that were attacking Eddie Grant's family down in the South. It was the Democrats that wanted to fight against civil rights. Look at Senator Strom Thurmond, right? He's the one that filibustered the Civil Rights Bill. He was a Democrat. The longest filibuster in U.S. history was done by Senator Strom Thurmond to block civil rights for black people. And guess who wrote the 1994 crime bill with Joe Biden? Senator Strom Thurmond. He's the one that put 5 grams of crack equal to 500 grams of powder cocaine. Do you know what a half a kilo is compared to 5 grams? Yeah. Because they knew that 5 grams of crack was prominently in the black community. So they set us up. With the 1994 crime bill, they made it legal to convict 14-year-olds, 15-year-olds for nonviolent drug offenses, but charges as adults, so that would be lifelong felons, right? And they was making money over us in the prison industry.
Yep.
It's all a plot. They've been doing this for the longest. They've been using racism since the Civil War days. It was the Democrats that broke away from the Union to form the Confederacy. We got to learn our history. People talk about, I made a post online. Everybody freaked out about it, right? It was a black man playing chess with a member of the Ku Klux Klan. On the table, they had a black man with a gun and the Ku Klux Klan man with a knife. Now the Ku Klux Klan man could have been Jasmine Crockett underneath the sheet. The thing is, the Ku Klux Klan represents the Democratic Party.
Yep.
Because they always use racism as a tool, right? So the gun and the knife symbolize, you ever hear the saying, never bring a knife to a gunfight?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the strategy, because chess is a strategic game. So with the gun being on the side of the black male, because the Democrats have always feared the black male. That's why they always use government-dependent programs to get the black woman to be dependent on the government, but they had to get rid of the black men.
Amen.
Because they don't want another Frederick Douglass. They don't want another Malcolm X. They don't want another MLK, because MLK was a Republican too. And MLK told his people, our people, that he feared that he has integrated his people to a burning building. And the burning building was the Democratic Party. And that's what happened. That's why they killed him. It was the Democrats that killed MLK. Now you got a Martin Luther King Boulevard in every ghetto with the highest crime rates. You never seen an MLK neighborhood that's affluent, suburbs. As soon as you hear MLK Boulevard, I'm not driving on that road. But it's all by design. Subconsciously, you equate Martin Luther King with death. Right? They killed him, and then now they got us killing each other. It's the Democrats that control the hip-hop industry, the music industry, Hollywood. Hollywood. Think about Hollywood. The witch's wand, right, is made out of Hollywood. That's the trick, the Hollywood. What does the witch do? They can put a cast on you. You got a cast in the movie, right? They started using gang movies, Colors, Menace to Society, New Jack City, black exploitation films to program these young kids to think that this was all right. But they paid, what person in their right mind would give a young teenager millions of dollars to make songs about killing each other? It's intentional. So what I'm trying to tell you is we got to bring back conservative values back to our communities, and we got to educate our people about the history so that we can understand how we got to where we are today.
Amen.
And that's what I'm fighting for. I'm going to be the change. We're going to flip some seats because I know how to do it. So this black league, when they run these rhinos, I'm waiting for them to come out. Wherever they are, I'm going to chase them down, and I'm going to find them. I'm not going to do nothing physically to them, but I'm going to let the people know a vote for a rhino is a vote for a Democrat.
Yep. Yep.
And that's all they want, because there's a uniparty in Connecticut. That's why we got to destroy the Republican Party that's currently existing and rebuild one from the ground up. And take the values that Abraham Lincoln, Frederick Douglass had, and restore them back here in Connecticut. That's how we're going to make the change in the state. So, thank you for the time. Thank you for everybody for coming out. We're going to get it done. Thank you.